What's up, guys? Welcome back to Over the Top Talk. I'm here with Owen.
What's up, everybody?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. And our very special guest today, Ash Bennet.
Hey, yo, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Good,
Good,
man.
good.
That's awesome. We're just gonna run through a quick sponsors real quick, and then we'll get into the questions.
Gotcha.
Well, I'll start off real quick with Rogue Energy. Special thank you to them. Use code Over the Top Talk and get 10% off your order.
Perfect. I'll hit with the second one. If you use our Geek code over the top talk, you'll get $20 off your first purchase.
Awesome. Well, right now we want to give the floor to you. Kind of just tell the world who you are.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm Ash Bennett. I'm from upstate New York originally. I moved down to Atlanta in 2019 to train under AR Fox in the WWA 4. July 2020, 2023, I moved back up north, and I've just been kind of exploring around up here.
Awesome. Well, we'll hop into our first question, like our actual first question for you, and it's what kind of inspired you to become a wrestler?
Man, I always feel bad with this question because I never really have like a good answer. Because
Mm-hmm.
it started like with a lot of people, just like I walked in, wrestling was on, I kept watching, and then I would like mess around with my friends, wrestle on the trampoline, wrestle in the backyard, and then I
Mm-hmm.
saw that there was a school near me in Albany. I was like, oh, I might as well sign up for that. So I signed
Mm-hmm.
up. School closed down after 2 months, and then I was like, I guess my only next step is to move to Atlanta, and then I started with the WWA 4.
Awesome.
Perfect. How would you say you physically and mentally prepare for a match?
There's a lot of stress, a lot of stretching. First off, a lot of people kind of like pass that up from what I've seen, but like
Mm-hmm.
shoulders, wrists, knees, hips, back, neck, I make sure I stretch all of that, try to get a little good pump in. And mentally, I don't really have like a trick or mindset to get myself in. I just, as soon as I walk through the curtain, I'm wrestling. So it's like a snap of the finger on that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of
Awesome.
anxiety leading up though.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say is like the most challenging part about being a wrestler?
There's a lot of little things that people ignore. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can get punched in the face, anyone can fall on the ground, anyone can tell a crowd to cheer and they'll cheer, anyone can be a bad guy. But the hardest part for me was selling throughout the match, so keeping the continuation of what hurts. My footsteps, like, that is so important, your footwork. You can take one wrong step and snap an ankle or get completely out of position and mess up everything about the spot. So it's like all of those little things, like the in betweens, what you do in between moves. I never knew what that meant. Everyone was like, you need to work on your in betweens. Like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm just going to do the next thing because that's what I know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I developed my Ashhole character and everything started like clicking a lot more. Like, oh, I'm going to be an Ashhole after I do this.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Perfect. How would you say you handle the physical toll that wrestling like puts on your body?
I've been working out a lot more. I was recently pretty sick, probably for about 2 months straight, sick and like getting back into ring shape and being able to compete in sports again. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but after that, it was just a lot of working out. Like I said earlier, stretching. I gained 25 pounds in this past few months because I'm trying to like bulk up because that will protect your body a lot more with all the landing and all the physicalities.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Um, are there any wrestlers that have inspired your moveset in the ring at all?
Definitely Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I use the label lock pretty routinely. I do his kicks. I'm heavily inspired by him. And after I started training AR Fox, my teacher, I took a lot of inspiration from him, how he wrestled, how he moved, how he sold. And one of my finishers is Shinsuke Nakamura's finisher, the Kinshasa. So I kind of
Mm-hmm.
like try to do a mix between those three people's movesets and like actions and the in-betweens.
Awesome.
Is there any pressure for you when you perform in front of like live audiences and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. I've wrestled in front of no audiences and there's still pressure to me. I can say this, that a lot of wrestlers are the same way. We're perfectionists. So like I'll watch one of my matches back and it's like, I don't like that one little thing I did, so I hate showing it to people. So like there's a lot of pressure to be that perfect wrestler that in my eyes will never be achievable, but also that's just how wrestling is.
Definitely. Have you ever like had any funny fan interactions before?
One of my favorite that I tell people all the time because it's so funny to me. It was at a bar show in Athens, Georgia, and I come out as the heel. I got my Red Bull in my hand because I'm straight edge. I don't drink, and I walk up to the front row, and there's these like line of old ladies just drinking whatever beers, alcohols, whatever they had. And I'm like, oh, come on, stand up, chug your drinks with me. So we all stood up and started drinking. And as soon as they stood up and drank, I tipped all their chairs over and ran away.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah,
That's
they
awesome.
hated me for months after that.
Oh my god.
Moving off of fan, have you had any like funny backstage moments?
Damn, backstage. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything because, like, the way my personality is, I'm always playing and I'm always joking around. So everything, like, I try to make sure everything's funny when I'm around. So I can't really like put a good, like, say like this was funny. I wish everyone saw this.
Awesome. Could you share like any advice with anyone who wants to become a wrestler in the future?
Be teachable. That's a main thing. Keep your ego in check. And this is like for life too. Like you need to be self-aware of how you act, how you sound, how you hold yourself. And like what I said with the ego, if you go around telling everyone that you're the best in the ring, no one's going to tell you it if you already say it for them.
Definitely.
What would you say has been your favorite match you've been a part of?
There's been favorite emotional matches and then favorite performance matches and favorite like where I've been matches. One of my favorites recently was CZW Battleship. It was one of the shows on Battleship, New Jersey. And since it was so close to my parents' house, they came down and watched me. So they were able to get front row tickets. My dad's a huge World War II fan. So him going on a battleship that he's always wanted to go to watch his son wrestle was great for him. Emotional wise, it's either me and my tag partner Nikki Heat versus Cavron Canyon. It was like this long story at the WWE for we were going into it. Cav was the champion, one of the tag team champions. His partner couldn't make it, but he was a fighting champion. So he put his belts on the line for both of them. Me and her won that title, or the tag titles, and then she wasn't able to come back for a few years, so we had to vacate. So I was always like proud of myself to be able to have that fun match with her as her last match for a while, and a match that we won titles in.
That's awesome. Well, this is our last question right here for you, and it's what do you say is like your dream with wrestling?
When I started, Fox actually asked me somewhat of the same question, like, what are your goals? And all I said was, I just want to wrestle. Over time, people have been like, no, you're good. You can get a contract off of this. So it's an ever growing goal. So it was, I want to wrestle. I wrestled. Okay. I want to win a title. Okay. I want a title. Okay. Now I want to get signed. And when I get signed, it's going to be something else. So right now, I'm just trying to grow my brand and get a contract and pay bills off of this.
That's awesome. Well, those are all of our questions for you right now. But with all of our fans, with all of our people we interview who come on, we want to give them time to like promote anything they got going on, or so we'll give the floor to you for that right now.
Yeah, so next weekend I'm back in Georgia. I'm in Gainesville, Georgia, for a tribute show to one of our lost fans, or a good friend of a lot of the wrestlers down there, Auntie CK.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be, I can't leak the match yet, but I'm going to be wrestling next weekend in memory of her. After that, June 9th, I'm in Horseheads, New York for Excite Wrestling. Not sure what I'm doing then, but I'll be there. And right now, that's all I have in my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So thank you for coming on. You guys help, make this show what it is. So we really appreciate anyone that comes on. Yeah.
I appreciate you
Thank
guys
you.
asking me.
No problem, man. Our pleasure.
All right. So thank you for everyone who watched on Instagram and listened on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.